Hey y'all, I'm doing this video because I had some more things to say that I didn't actually get to say in my live yesterday. But I'm putting this video up on my thing to debunk some things about me personally. Because I'm tired of the whole narrative that is being put out about me and has been put out about me. And it's about time that, I end these little stupid ass lies. Let's end this shit. And if you're gonna say something about me, make sure it's actual factual. Make sure it's actual factual. Not some stupid ass lies. Because I'm over the lies. So after yesterday, after I got off the live and I've talked to my son 100 times. I went through all of these messages or whatever that I've had, and I wish I still had my old phone, because my old phone had a lot more messages in them. And I wish I had them to go back, but I'm gonna try to do my best to just remember everything, right? Or at least enough for this video, because I won't remember everything, but I try to at least remember a decent amount. I want to put this on something. I don't want to hold this. But I was thinking about my son, and I was like, because to this day I have yet to actually communicate with my son, like have a sit down conversation with him, actually talk to him, and that is really sad. That's really sad. It's a shame that I have not been across the table with my son long enough to sit down and have an adult conversation. My son is 23 years old, without any influence of anybody else, because folks out there is convinced that he's not being influenced. He's not being influenced at all. Everything is his decision, and I should be mad at my son just as much as I'm mad at everybody else. I'm disappointed in my son. I'm not mad at him. I'm more disappointed in him because I thought my son had more, I don't know, discernment, but I'm more disappointed that he allowed this to go on as long as it did. I'm more disappointed that he allowed someone to put false narratives out on his mom. That's more of what I'm more disappointed in. He let me down as a son versus anything else. He let me down. My disappointment in him screams way louder than my anger. My anger is towards the people who's the cause of this. That's what my anger is towards. So that's just that on that. So I was asked why been told I should be angry towards my son. I'm not angry towards him. I will never be angry towards somebody that I gave life to, that traveled through my body from, that I had to get cut open for him to live. I would never be angry with him. I'm more disappointed. But that's what happens when you are a mother. You don't learn those things unless you are a mother. But again, I've gone through all these text messages, and since I haven't physically been able to just sit across the table with my son and just look him in the eye and be like, what is the problem? What is the freaking problem? Because I've always had third-party information from other people of why he's upset, blah, blah, blah. Always third parties, never from him. And when he had the opportunity to do so, to actually have a sit-down with my son, what happens? I think she felt it in her spirit. They're getting too close again. And it's really crazy, once again, that this is even a conversation, that I have to deal with this from a sibling. Like, it's still unbelievable that this is the reality, that I have to deal with this from a sibling. So the sibling is so want to replace me so bad that they want to do whatever they can to keep me and him away from each other, or don't let them have a relationship. Why? Because I'm the mom, and you would never be able to compete with that. You can be the help all you want to. You can help raise him all you want to. You can spend your last dollar on him all you want to. He will never hate me. You may hate me, and I don't give a damn. But he will never hate me. Why? Because I'm his mom. He can be upset all he wants to. But once he's exactly what he was the last time in my presence, what happened? He turned right back into my son. right back into my son. Because what? I'm his mom. It's a big difference. And you will never have that experience or relationship because, sorry, you can't have children. That's not my problem. You may have a surrogate. You may be able to experience that if you let somebody else carry your babies. But if the Lord don't, you almost 50, you ain't finna have, you ain't nobody traveling through your goddamn raggedy ass, old ass body. Sorry, it didn't happen. But anyway, let's just talk about some of these messages that was put out. You know, because since I haven't physically talked to him and I'm always had third-party information, I always had to be like, why is he upset? I don't have the answer. So, but just about going off of the text messages that I have, you know, to go off of, I can assume some of these reasons is why he's upset. So let's go over some of them. We're going to come and lump them together because I don't want to make this a forever long video. Well, the first, like, category or whatever is cleanliness. Like, he used to be upset about that he had chores. He had to wash the dishes every night. He had to clean the kitchen. He was upset that I asked him to wash the tub out and run me some bath water. I still do that to this day. Ask Trey. I can send you a whole message just of me texting Trey every day after I get out of work. Can you run me some bath water? If the tub's dirty, can you clean it out? I don't see why that is a hard thing to ask. If your mother has worked 12, 14, 16-hour days, you can't rush tubs out and run the water so your mom get home and take a bath and relax. So that is too hard for you. It is too hard for you to wash the dishes and keep the kitchen clean while your mama is doing everything else. It's too hard for you to do that. It's too hard for you. He said you had way more responsibility than Trey because you're older than Trey. You won't get the same responsibilities than Trey did when he was younger. So he had a never-ending jealousy towards his brother. I'm not sure why, but he did and still do. But if you're gonna be mad at that, I wonder right now, do he have chores? Do he have chores over there at Felicia's house? I hope he's not a big age of 23 right now at Felicia's house sitting on his ass all day. When he get home from school, she's over there washing his clothes, cleaning his room, making his bed, and he's not doing nothing. I hope by the time he's 23 that he's turning into a fucking grown-ass man. Right now, my son should be fucking right now. That's what he should be doing. Eating some pussy, if you're being honest. Having a baby. Not fucking being upset at the big age of 23 because he had chores when he was a kid. I'm going to need my son to mature. I'm going to need him to really mature. And keep him as a kid who's like, he can't grow up is fucking ridiculous. I wish I would stifle Trey to the point where he is not finna grow up. You crazy. If you think I'm finna keep him in a state where he's fucking acting like a kid for the rest of his fucking life, are you insane? No, my son is growing the fuck up. That's the point of this. You're turning into a man, not just physically but mentally too. So if you're going to be upset about doing chores and shit at my house, I hope your ass is over there being upset and doing chores at her house. Let's move on. He said, this is about food and shit. He said, I used to bring Trey food, but not him. Never happened, y'all. If y'all know me well enough to know, that will never happen. If you know me, you know my character. I don't do that. That never happens. If I buy for one, I'm gonna buy for everybody. I was never the one who was really at home. I'm a hard-working person. You can tell now you've always been, especially when I was a single mom, I was really working then. When my rent was two grand, I'm sorry that I can't sit home and do nothing. That wasn't my life. I didn't have the luxury of sleeping with a man at the club last night and he pays off my bills and I don't have to do anything but sleep all day and do shit. I didn't have that luxury. I had to actually get up and go to fucking work because I had kids to take care of. If he also said that I starved him. I left him in a room for 3 days and starved him. As much as I like to eat, right? As much as I like to eat, I left him in the room for 3 days with no food. Do people really believe this mess? But you would be surprised. People actually believe this mess. People actually really think I starved my kid, and it's just crazy because it's all of us. It's just him. It's not Trey though. Trey never been, he always had the food. Trey never been left in the room, starved. He's never had to do chores, which was all lie. Trey had the bathroom while Keyshawn had the kitchen, and on the weekend they both cleaned their room. It was equal opportunity in my house. I was never the one to cook a meal, but I'm damn sure we gonna say let's go to a different restaurant. Ask the boy how many restaurants have he eaten at. How many different places have his mother took him to eat, just to let alone eat. Oh, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's just, this is stuff that I allegedly did. I gave Trey food, but not him. I left him in there starving. And asked this child, when did this happen? When did this happen? At what age? When you was an infant? Because you was on my titty. Between the ages of 5 and 10? 10 to 18? And you left the house at 18. When the fuck did this happen? I hope you're not saying when, like during high school or when you was out of high school. I hope it's not when you were working. Because you had a whole job, several jobs at that. You worked at a whole pizza place. You used to bring pizzas home. You used to eat it. No one asked you for your stuff. You worked at Sonic's. He worked at Sonic's. You used to have ice cream and slushies and everything for himself. Went straight to his room and ate it. His friend, I wish I remember the boy's name. His friend used to get put out every single morning because his mama had a mental illness. And he came right to my house or his white friend's house every single day. And his little friend used to stay in my house for days at a time. I used to call him my third son. My third son. They stopped being friends because Keyshawn used to be upset that he would come over and eat up all the food. And then I would be like, y'all can't eat up everything. He would get in trouble. And Keyshawn would be tired of getting in trouble because his friends would eat everything. So they get into it and stop speaking with each other. So does it sound like somebody who starved their kid? Did it sound like somebody who starved their kid? Did it? Because it never happened. But yet in his mind it did. In his stories that he tell, it does. And somebody will believe him because he's saying it. It's his word. Somebody's going to believe it. It's amazing though. They never ask me though. It's just his word. They never say, Regina, did this happen? They just take his word for it. It's unbelievable. But no one ever asks, why just him though? like, why him though? Somebody tell me, why him though? I had 2 sons, not just one. If I'm going to do this to one, why am I not doing it to both? I'm just doing it to one? Does this make any type of sense? No, it does not. And my favorite, this is my favorite though. This is one Felicia get a kick out of. She swears, her and him want me to be painted as this abuser like a motherfucker. This part kills me. That I am such an abuser. I beat the shit out of Keyshawn. I knock him into the washer and the dryer daily. I'm telling the world. I used to whoop my son. I sure did when he was little. If that's beatings, okay, then I beat him. Cause it's debatable how people feel about whoopings. What I discovered when he was very young is I didn't like to whoop my sons. I didn't like how whoopings feel. I whooped my son is because I got whooped by my mom. So when it was my turn to be a mom, I did exactly what my mom did to me. Whooped me. She had a belt, I had a belt. My mama had shoes, bricks, belt, books, whatever she can get. Do I feel like I was beat? No, I got my ass whooped though, for sure. But it's debatable. But because I know how it felt, and when I saw my son, the terror in his eyes, what I'm holding, I'm bigger than him, and I have a belt in my hand. I said, okay, I don't like how this feels. So I stopped whooping Keyshawn. Ask Keyshawn when was the last time he got a whooping. He's going to say 5, 6. something like that. Because that's when I stopped whooping his stupid ass. Around 5 or 6. 5 or 6. I said I would never whoop Trey. Why? Because I didn't like how it felt to whoop Keyshawn. So I said I will never whoop Trey. For what? I don't like the feeling of this. So I'm not going to do this to the other child at all. Trey's 18 years old, never got whooping a day in his life. I learned very on that I can just yell at both of them. My tone alone scared the shit out of both of them. I didn't need to whoop them at all. So I stopped a long time ago. So this whole narrative of I'm this abuser, it's ridiculous. It is truly ridiculous. Because no one acts on my behalf. Is this true? No one ever does their research. There's so many people they can ask. The first person they could have asked a long time ago is my brother. My brother used to live with me on several occasions in several apartments. He used to live with me. They could have asked my brother a long time ago, have you ever seen Regina beat her kids? Have you even seen me whoop my kids? I would love to hear what my brother's answer would be. Because I guarantee you his answer would be no. Because I never did it. And if I did, I believe my brother would be like, my brother would have stopped me. My brother would have intervened. My brother would have said, you know what, let me live, let them live with me for a change. I believe 100% if my brother felt I was some kind of abuser, he would have intervened in some kind of way. He didn't do anything because there was no danger. He didn't feel my kids was in danger. Nobody felt my kids was in danger because guess what? They wasn't in danger. Another logical person to ask. The father of Trey, who I'm fucking married to. Why the fuck would someone marry you, have a kid by you, want more to this day by you? What would that say about him if he thinks I'm an abuser? What would that say about him? For many years, he was in California. He wasn't even around. He'll come in for a week at a time and be going back on business. If he thought his sons was in danger, he had a whole family out here. You don't think none of them would have intervened? You don't think so? Nobody was just going to do anything. They just going to let me beat the kids and they going to keep quiet, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds right. I had 3 relationships outside of Maurice. Andre, I was with him for 4.5 years. They were little bitty kids when I was with Andre. Why would Andre want to have kids with me if he saw me as a tyrant, as they keep trying to portray me as this evil, bad mother? And it's just from 2 people, my son and his aunt. It's nobody else. Just my son and his aunt. Isn't that crazy? Andre, I'm in a 4.5 relationship with him. Keenan was in a 3.5 relationship with him. Eddie was in a 2.5 relationship with him. And every single one of them have the same thing. I want to get you pregnant. I love how you are with your kids. Not one time are you going to hear from either one of them men. You can ask them right now. I will gladly get you in contact with them. What have you ever seen Regina do to her sons? Have you ever beat them? Have she ever abused them in front of you? And their answer every single time is, hell no. She spoiled them rotten. That's what she did. Why would the fuck would I abuse my fucking sons? What, was I a perfect mom? Of course not. Who's a perfect mom? I'm sure everybody got kids out there. They have issues with their daughters, issues with their sons. Nobody's a perfect mom. Because clearly my mom wasn't perfect. And she had, proof of that. She had three kids. It was only 2 of us, me and Black, who stood by my mom through it all. We didn't leave her side. I was there until she died. I wasn't like Christina, who tried to replace her because she didn't give a fuck about my mom. Yeah, she loved her and all, but she wasn't a good mom to her. So what she did, twice, she tried to replace her with Sister Faye. Sister Faye had to make her speak to my mom, make her come around my mom. She didn't want to be around my mom. When Sister Faye died, then she had to move back in with mom. Oh, you should stay your ass over there with Sister Faye and die right along with her. And as soon as she got an opportunity, she did it again with Miss Robinson. Nothing wrong with Mama at all. Love Miss Robinson. But I'm not the one out here searching for mothers. That's Christina's doing. Because she wasn't happy with the mother she had. I never left my mom. I was with her through thick and thin. When the power was on, when the power was off. When the gas was on, when the gas was off. I never left my mom. So, Felicia was another one. She didn't give a fuck about my mom. She used to try to fight my mom all the time. Well, she didn't try to. She tried to. Because my mom used to wear her ass out. I would never fight my mom. But now when she got sick, oh, now she's gonna, let me wrap her up. Let me do all the stuff. Oh, now you give a fuck? You ain't give a fuck all them other years. Oh, now you do. And then when she died, what you do? Try to throw yourself in front of the moving train because you couldn't take the guilt of how you treated your mom? Isn't it amazing? So amazing. But I say all that to say, I'm learning now, no matter what you do for your children, no matter what you do, they're going to turn out how they want to turn out anyway. They can have whatever life you give them. And I gave my kids everything. Sacrificed like a motherfucker. Worked hard as shit like a motherfucker. Worked myself half into a grave sometime of exhaustion to make sure they had everything that they needed. Didn't miss a birthday, didn't miss a holiday, didn't miss a Christmas, took them on trips. Made sure they had clothes, food, and everything else in between. All by myself. Did I fall short on some things? Absolutely. Especially education was my worst thing. That's why I used to always say I need extra hands to somebody that's good to delegate some of this stuff. Because I can't do it on my own. I couldn't do it on my own. So did I make bad choices? With bad relationship choices? I was the perfect mom, but I damn sure ain't the same mama as I am now was I in my 20s. You grow up, boo. And hopefully for my son, he grows up. It grows out of whatever this is. Because I'm living over here. And I'm not going to stop living because of whatever. I'm not going to stop living. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. We're prospering over here. We're getting houses. We're getting properties. We're doing shit over here. So I hope he's over there doing shit too. And I'm looking forward to the day that he have his own kids. If he ever get there. But both of my sons can understand the sacrifice of it is to be a parent. The hardship of being a parent. The worry you have when you are a parent. I hope. I can't wait to see the day when their kids start growing up and they start having issues out of their kids. And then maybe, just maybe they will understand the disappointment that they caused their own mom. Well, just him. Because Trey's right down. Trey's at the house. I don't think Trey ain't going nowhere for a long ass time. So, I wish him well. But I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the lies that's placed on me. Please. If you're going to tell the truth, tell the fucking truth. Tell the fucking truth. If you're going to have a warped memory, no matter what you've had in your life, fine. Fine. If that's his truth, the way he wanted it to be, then it is what it is. I'm not here to debunk it anymore. I'm not here to fight it anymore. If that's his reality of his life, then that's his reality of his life. But I know the truth. Maurice know the truth. Trey know the truth. That's his truth and Felicia's truth. Whatever they truth want to be. But I'm going to make it very clear. I am not whoever they trying to make me as. And on top of that, if it was such true, if I was such an abuser, I sent my kid, Trey Keyshawn, to St. Louis 4 years in a row. Twice summers to stay with Maurice, 2 summers to stay with his dad. Not one time. He was with Joanne through the whole process. Not one time in 4 years did he say to anybody, I'm being abused. He didn't go out there with any whips, bruises, black eyes, broken limbs. Everybody's happy. And then once he gets to Felicia's house, he's abused. Now he's going around, I'm getting abused. I've been abused. Get off it. You had an opportunity in the world to tell your truth, to tell as many people as you want. You can say, I don't want to go back to mama. Mama crazy. None of that happened. When he had the opportunity to go off to college, what was his first thing? I don't want to go, mama. I'll be too far away from you. But now all of a sudden, I'm an abuser. And the college was Nevada State, probably an hour out of town, if that far. But I'm an abuser. He just wanted to go down the street so he could come home. But I'm an abuser. Stop. If I'm an abuser, Brady would be foolish to leave Willow with me at any time if I'm an abuser. Why the fuck would somebody leave their kids with me if I'm an abuser? Why? I'm gonna need y'all to stop. I'm gonna need my son and Felicia to stop with the bullshit. Like, really stop with the bullshit. I'm disgusted. So you see, I'm not angry with my son. I'm disappointed with my son. And my lunch is going to be over. I hope this addressed some things to make it very clear. I am not whatever they're trying to portray me as. And tell that bitch, do not call my son or text my son on no bullshit looking for information. If you want some information, call the mom. Because if you text him again, you call him on some bullshit, I'm going to call you. Have a good day.